It's thinking. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, and we're Real Estate Jerky Daily.
Here we is.
That's right. And if you miss it one day, don't worry. We do the podcast. What gets uploaded afterwards, as soon as the VA gets done with it.
The Veterans Administration.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't say this. You can't say that.
Just so you brought that whole Veterans Administration up, that I don't think we talked about on here, but they actually did the letter for August that is going to go into effect to where buyers can pay for buyer agent's commission if the seller isn't paying them. So it can be done.
So this is a workaround for temporary, right?
Well, no, it's a permanent for a while.
Okay.
It's there. It's in place till something else happens.
Yeah,
but
permanent for a while.
Well, it's for every state that doesn't have buyer. It says where there is no negotiation through the MLS.
I gotcha.
So that's pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
And someone asked me, can you enroll that in the loan? It's like, no,
nope.
This is not 105 VA. It's 100% VA. So, but what you can do is you can go up to 6%
seller concession, right?
Correct.
Right.
So you could get it that way, but what's the difference?
It's
just pay the commission.
Yeah, it's going to work out to be in basically the same way we did it before. It's a lot to do about nothing, but some attorneys made some money. And we did it to ourselves when we thought, hey, this is so much easier if we just put the commission paid to the cooperating broker in the MLS. Oops.
It would be, but there's all those what's that word?
Unintended circumstances or consequences.
There's consequences, not circumstances.
Yeah. And it happened to us.
Well, what are you going to
do? We'll change it after a while.
And before we went live, we were talking about all those new homes that are going to be built.
527.
Yeah. Ooh.
On all that good farmland that they haven't farmed for the last 25 years.
Good farmland. We got so much good farmland. We produce so much food for the whole world.
It's sad to, there's always a naysayer in the group, but it's amazing how many naysayers are in this group. Yeah. They're so negative. They're like, oh yeah, they're not 400,000. It's going to be more like 500,000. Well, when they first started 3 or 4 years ago, is probably 400,000 made sense. These are smaller homes on smaller lots. It's going to have a beautiful park. It's going to have a walking trail. It's going to have all these things. And
is there HOA?
I don't think there is an HOA.
Who's paying for the park?
Well, the developer through the sales of the home.
Is it going to be run by the park department?
Probably.
That's why I'm asking. It's not So I'm trying. It's not gated or anything, right?
You know, there's so many acres of parkland you have to set aside when you do a subdivision of a big enough size. So
what size is that?
Bigger than this, right here.
No one can see your hand.
No one can see my hand. Bigger than this. Probably bigger than 100. I don't know. I'm guessing. But
maybe somebody out there who knows.
You got realtors are like 400. They're saying they're going to start at 400s, more like 500s. Well, they're going to start at market rates. And then you've got all these other people that are like, you're taking good farmland out of commission. You're turning it into this crappy built houses. Well, I know for one, D.R. Horton builds a pretty nice house. Every new subdivision has got its problems, but D.R. Horton builds a pretty nice house.
I mean, don't get me wrong. One day somebody could come there and not put the wax ring in on the toilet.
Exactly.
And you have a problem.
Or you get some rookie that, that light in the hall closet is 2.5 inches off center. Oh, Jesus. That's not going to work. Let's file a class action lawsuit.
Well, the bottom line of the story is what people don't understand are stating that, it's for whatever. Okay. The median price home in Modesto
is
$450 probably.
I think it's 437, but it's close to 450.
The question is where is that located? How big is that house?
Right.
And people just don't understand how expensive homes are now in the state of California and across the country because of the fact that we have not been building homes.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You want these prices to stay in a certain price point? Well, they need to build more homes. They need more farmland. Guess what? You can move that farmland into the foothills.
Yeah.
Which is still warm.
Right.
And it has water.
Well, and there's so much farmland that they're actively farming just to the east of this subdivision, which was zoned multi-density and commercial prior to. They rezoned it, so at least it's not going to be another strip mall.
Right, but it was 20 years ago, right?
It was we the city rezoned it in January. I actually went to that meeting. It was a very
I remember that. Yeah. But prior to that what it was zoned originally was 20 years ago, right? It hasn't been farmed in 20
it has been
years.
farmed in 20, 25 years. And the other negative comments were, you're not building affordable homes. Well, yeah, they are affordable. They're not affordable for everybody.
Not working at McDonald's.
Well, exactly. And those homes that will be relinquished or sold when these people move up or decide to move into a newer subdivision, those homes will be more affordable.
Okay, let me back up. They're not, because no one's moving from a $450 to a $500,000 home.
No, but they'll move from a $350 or a
Where's the
$335.
350s are? Where are 350s?
Well, in areas most people don't want to live in.
Well, I mean, the only 350s I know are up in Tuolumne County, and that's a community.
There's some in Modesto. They're 2-bedroom, 1-bath homes, and
where?
West side off of El Vista,
okay.
Ellis, Lance.
Yeah. So what people just have not kept up with what the price point of homes are. They'll be shocked at what values have gone up. And this is what happens when you actually own a home instead of renting, instead of complaining, well, my payment's going to go up $600. I can't afford that. You will after your second payment.
Yeah. You won't even think about it again. You'll make the payment. You'll start building.
I know,
some wealth.
kind of negative there, but I just, this is what happens.
Well, we're being negative to the negative response.
Well, this is what happens when you don't invest in real estate.
Right.
If you don't own your home, these houses prices keep going up, and you want to own a home, but 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, you can't because you didn't buy that home when you should have.
Right.
It's like putting money away for retirement. I really want to do it. And then you get there and I have none. Oh, I just have no money for retirement. Well, because you didn't put any away. That's all on you. Or things that you've been in the real estate or mortgage industry and things hit to where you used up your 401k and other thing because you ran out of money. There's a lot of stuff that happened 2008 and 2000, whatever.
Yeah. This is the perfect time to use this quote or this lyric from a song that I worked out with this morning that all of my buddies I worked out with said, Mike, you got to use it in your podcast. Scared money don't make no money.
All right. Who's the singer of that one?
I couldn't tell you because I'm 63 and I don't keep up with this stuff. But
well, that's like, they used to say, don't gamble with scared money. Yeah. You lose it.
You lose it.
Yeah. Well, that's scared to lose it. You can't. So you have to plan for your future. And that's what we're talking about here. When we do these shows, we talk about what's going on in the market and what to do and how to talk to your clients. But it's so important to focus on your future. You can't look at today numbers. ROI is not there right now, but eventually in 5 years from now, it's going to be definitely there.
You used ROI.
Rent of income. I'm just kidding. Return on
rate of return. Because
everybody looks at it like, oh, it's costing me more. Yes, that's how it normally worked. Only during the pandemic was it cheaper than renting. And
because we were in crisis.
You missed it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to some other news today, which we had some reports that came out today. We have Case-Shiller, FHFA, and your favorite, Jolts.
Yeah, I love Jolts.
I know you drank too much of it. They had to take it off the market.
There
was just a little bit of too much sugar in there.
Yeah, it's all sugar and caffeine.
Yeah. The Labor Department Jolts report, which tracks the monthly change in job openings, was reported at 8.184 million for the month of June, which is higher than the expectation of only 8 million. But it was pretty much below last month's revised report of 8.23 million. So the question is what do? They get a monkey and they throw a dart at the board and it says, I think this is going to be 8 million this month.
It seems like that because they revise these numbers on a daily basis.
Yeah. Well, so it still went down.
Yeah.
It's still lower than the month before.
Right.
Not as much, but that's just telling you people aren't quitting jobs right now and moving to something else.
Well, they don't have another job to go to usually.
Middle management is losing all their jobs.
Yeah.
If you're middle management, you better be kissing your bosses whatever and doing your job.
Work your way up to top management.
Yeah. Or go start your own business.
Exactly. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, we'll have that. Someone was saying the other day is I can't believe how many people have a side job, a side hustle, have a full. I said, because you can't trust the job you have now. We learned that through the pandemic and other times that the only thing that you have total control over is yourself and your time and what you do.
Yeah,
not what you work for somebody else.
It's not like the day where you go to work for John Deere Tractor and you work there for 37 years and retire with a nice little pension and,
or you have somebody come in. This is political, so if you want to turn us off, go ahead. But come into the as president, shut down a pipeline, and increase inflation up to 9% from whatever, and then say we lowered it to 2%, almost 2% now. No, you didn't. the problem you ran into is, so you have something like that totally destroys an industry, a couple different industries, ours in general.
Right.
And now we all go, what just happened? Right. And we're not doing the volume we used to do. We're doing okay, but nowhere close to what we used to do. But did we do that? No, an outside force did that. That's why you need to have multiple streams of income.
Right.
And I'll get off my soapbox now.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Open up a horse trader.
Okay, nothing
bar.
Like you can't. You have gout.
I don't have to drink the profits.
Oh, you're going to be Cheers. You're going to be, what's his name from
Ted,
Cheers?
Whatever his name was. Was it Ted? What was it?
We're
I
having
just
trouble.
remember Norm.
Yeah.
Norm.
That's you.
So tell me
all right. So
what about PUFA?
That's a Federal Housing Finance Agency came out with their house price index, which measures home prices appreciation of single family homes with conforming loan amounts.
Okay.
So that would be 7 whatever and lower.
Right.
And again, I could say it, but I'd probably be off by a number, showing that had no change in May, and the decrease 0.8% year over year from the previous revised report of 6.5% to 5.7%. Okay. So they're saying that they're only going up 5.7%.
Huh?
Yeah. Houses are only single family homes with conforming loan limits are only going up 5.7% a year. Okay. If you go back in time,
that's pretty normal.
Our average is 4 to 5%.
Exactly.
And so what we're even in this bubble we have,
bubble.
Hint. Yeah. We're still going up 5%.
Yeah, that's why I went, huh?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that was the norm for a long time.
It's still the norm. 4 to 5% is an average increase over time.
Right.
And that's what we really want to get back to, so that people aren't priced out in 3 years. They're priced out in 5 to 10 years.
Because this 60% increase in value over 1 year is ridiculous.
That was 66 over 3 years, not 1 year.
I know, but it might as well have been. It was just like, boom.
Well,
I bought a house and then I sold it a day later for 75% more than what I paid for it. Okay. What'd you do to it? Nothing.
All right. So do you want me to tell you about the rabbits, George?
Tell me about the rabbits. I didn't mean to kill it.
Everybody's like, huh? The only book I read in high school.
Mice and Men.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was forced.
That's a great book.
Yeah. All right. Then, so that was FHFA. Case-Shiller came out with their home price index, which tracks the value of residential real estate across all reported U.S., right? And that's not just conforming. So the other one was only conforming. This is everything.
Right.
Reported for the month of May, the national index, which I already just said that, reported a 5.9% annual gain in May, down from a 6.4% reading in April. All right. So if we put both 5.7 up there, 5.8% on average is what we're going up.
Right.
Bubble time. Yeah. So what's the bubble? The bubble is we're not going up 22%. We're only going up 5.7%.
Well, to me, it sounds like maybe a little revision of the or a revisit of the bubble of opportunity.
It's still here.
Yeah.
But and the question is, we got Fed meeting today and tomorrow. They're going to come out and talk, but they're really not going to really have their meeting till September. And the question, are they going to do a cut?
Do anything?
Is the cut really going to do much? I think the short term, that's the 2-year, those kind of things are going to eventually go down, and that's going to help banks. But the 10-year, I don't think it's really going to move much more. You know, if we get down to 3.8, it's going to be great. But some people are saying we're going to be stuck here for a while.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Nothing's going to happen until they know who really the president's going to be. Because there's just too many unknowns right now.
Yeah.
We don't know which Kamala Harris is actually running versus, because there's 2 different versions.
Right.
There's the original version and then there's the remade version. But then everybody knows what happens if Trump does it. Things change. So that's what's going on right now. Nobody really knows which way, because it's so close in the polls right now, because there's such the honeymoon going on, and the whole media is saying how amazing she is. Well, the ones that are owned by thank God,
even
Elon.
Friends of mine on Facebook and IG are saying that, and I have to bite my tongue and say, well, what has she done?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but what most people don't realize is you're going to vote the way you're going to vote already.
Right.
In 97 days, and you're not going to change how you're going to vote. We're going to swing the independents. They've already made up their mind.
Right.
One way or another. It's they can remove this. All this is making Democrats feel better about themselves, and that's fine. I don't care where you are in the scale. We're pretty much in the middle, but just make sure you understand, vote your pocketbook, because if you don't, you're going to be crying a lot worse in 4 years from now.
Yeah. This administration, continues, we're all in a world of hurt.
It's just if they don't stop the spending, that's what I said before. It's the spending that is killing us. The interest on this debt is more than the national defense budget.
Yeah,
that is huge.
Well, you have no pilots at the wheel.
And the other problem is that we talked about this before is we have $2 trillion in T-bills that need to get sold each year.
Yep.
And usually, other countries are buying them. Or right now, Japan and China is selling theirs and getting rid of theirs. They're not buying them at all.
This is true.
So that leaves about 1.4 trillion left that has to be bought. And the question is, who's going to pay for that? The Fed normally has been picking that up, but they can't.
Can't continue.
So if this keeps going the way it's going with the current administration, and we don't make a change, because even the next administration, if it was Trump, is going to have a nightmare to fix this.
Right.
This is where we've done something. We got the genie out of the bottle, and we don't know if we can get her back in, because she's like, I've been stuck in there for so long. I want to get out.
Stretch my legs. I want to ruin the country.
Well, look at inflation kills countries. That's all it does. It destroys them, and that's where we're going.
I think we've had a fairly good run. I mean, if you look over the course of time, look at history, how many big superpowers lasted more than, well, other than Rome, lasted more than 300 years.
Yeah,
and we're not there yet. Well, that's not really it's kind of a superpower.
It was a superpower.
Yeah, but
until we made them spend so much money that they blew up.
So how long did they last?
A long time.
About 250 years.
Yeah, but we already it's just where we are. And if you really want to know kind of how we could be, France is a good country to show you how we could be, and we can start doing our own Olympics and having the supper there with the transvestites and all the other thing. And I'm just saying that's how far they went. And then you have other countries just like the same thing. It's been around forever in Europe. That's where we're going to go. I mean, if you watch BritBox was something that came up and says, you can have it, for 1 week. So I went in there, I started watching all the British different police shows to see if I can find one like some of the, because there's been some really good British shows lately.
Right.
And I'm like, they're talking about like bombings and terrorist attack constantly in like London and other places. We don't have that yet.
Yeah,
we had an assassination attempt a couple weeks ago, and I think everybody forgot about it.
I think they did too.
And so where are we going with this? What are we going to do? We need to protect ourselves. We've opened ourselves up to be one of those countries now because of the open border policies, because that's what they had. So
the bottom line is, if you want to protect yourself from this horrible stuff that's going on, buy a home.
Yeah. The only way you can, inflation protects you huge.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're in 1968, 1970 right now. We have a choice.
Yeah.
Or
and electric cars is not the answer.
Yeah. Well, they already came back. There's only 7 charging stations in the whole nation when they spent all that money to build them.
How many billions was it?
It was too much. But I saw pictures of the Liberty Bell and different monuments over the weekend and how they destroyed them. That is basically where we're going. So if that's what you want, keep going with the current administration. And I'm getting off my soapbox because I'm going to lose everybody.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching and putting up with me, putting up with my statement today.
Thanks, Juan and Joseph, for listening.
I just want everything to be perfect to where, perfect, it's never going to be perfect, but I just want us to be able to focus on our family, have a nice living, focus on our future, and not worry about our country being destroyed and telling us how to live.
Yeah. And don't really need to pay the taxes. Just
I signed on the line to protect my country so that people have the rights to do what they want.
Yep.
And I understand that. So I have no problem people stating what they want, whether or not I agree with it or not. But that's what I did. So I'm just saying.
That's what I did.
You did not sign it online.
No. I signed up for the draft.
Make it a great day. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Good to see you, Chuck.
Bye.
Bye.